Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are here for the last quarterfinal of the Toulouse 7. It's a massive clash. Fiji taking on the USA. The winner of this game does not get an easy semi-final, though. They will have to take on Samoa on the other side of the draw. We have already seen that it will be Ireland taking on France. And now the question is who will be joining the Samoans and that other side of the draw. We have got the Apostoli in the chat. Welcome in. And Sarah is here as well. Dosso Vititoso. And at the moment, the Fijian side, they have got a huge amount of support. They are the only side in the competition alongside Samoa who are undefeated at this point of the match. But the USA, or at this point of the competition, I should say, but the USA, they have got a strong side. Steve Thomasine. It's currently 7 a.m. I have been awake all night watching 7, so I feel like I will have a couple words that do end up slipping up here and there, but it will be Thomasine, Schroeder, Maceo Brown, Falau Nuia, Perry Baker, Kevon Williams, and Lucas Lecamp in the starting lineup for the USA. Then for Fiji, it's going to be Motha Nathangi there at number 3. Kanakai Wata, Davida Dalgunu, Waisia Nathunio, Rasaku, Bokayaro, and then also Noruvalo is the last name in that starting lineup for Fiji. Now, the big thing here will be whoever has more of the possession in this game, I feel will be able to win the match, because Fiji, if they hang on to it for a long time, they are going to be clinical in the way that they find their offloads, finding gaps in that USA defense that is still very strong. And Kevon Williams coming off 2 tries in his last match, he will be liking his odds of being able to go over for another one. And Perry Baker with that pure pace, they're going to have to shut him down early if Fiji do want a good chance. But the last 5 meetings between these two sides, 3 times Fiji have won, 2 times the USA has won. So actually very even between them. But off the bench for Kunurabili, therefore the Fijians, also Balatha, Kunatane, Saturanga, and my Samoa is there as well. Then for the USA, they have got Talapusi, Brazil, still Isdale, and also Noble as the last man on the bench. And he has certainly got plenty of toe as well. So, yeah, pretty much USA, if they can use that pace to their advantage, it's pretty much pace versus offloading. And it will be interesting to see which way it goes. And also, Calivia said, go Fiji all the way from Taiwan. So welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing well. What time is it in Taiwan at the moment? It must be, I think, is it about 4 or so hours behind? So is it about 3 a.m. there, Kalevi, at the moment for you? Because if it is, that is huge commitment being up late night for this matchup for the Fijians, but they will love your support, that is for sure. And they will be hoping to make their way through to that semi-final to take on Samoa. And now 2 sides making it out there. We already know all of the other matchups, including New Zealand versus Fiji in the women's side of things for a semi-final contest. That is the equivalent of a final, and it is going to be interesting seeing it so soon in the competition. But we will have to wait and see what way this one goes. Can we see Fiji dominate in this matchup? 3:03 a.m. says it was Kalevi. So, yeah, very early morning at the moment in Taiwan. But do let me know your score prediction for this matchup. I believe in my prediction video, I said that Fiji would win it by 12 as my prediction, but could be wrong. My predictions are normally well off. I did predict that Samoa would win by 26. They won by 2. So that kind of gives you the equivalent of how good I am with the predictions. But if I had to pick who was going to score the first try of this match, I'm going to go to Vito Dalgunu as the man who was able to do so, followed then by a try for Kevon Williams. It will be the Fijians kicking off this one. Nathunio will be kicking from left to right. Local time, it is 9 p.m. in France, and we are ready to go for one last match of day 2 of the Toulouse Sevens. Just about to kick off. Nathunio gets us underway and chasing after this one. Almost able to swat it back, but Perry Baker does nicely, and the USA have now got possession inside of their own half. Goes out to Kevon Williams from Joe Schroeder. Nui, I believe it is. Now, wide cut-out pass, nice backline movement. Lecamp gets the space, and he's going to back himself for a little bit of pace down the wing. And it looks like Lucas Lecamp, he's gone somehow. Still in the field of play. Brilliantly done by him to keep it alive. And also Thomasine and Maceo Brown trying to protect that ball for the USA. He's done just that, though. And now Nuia in the midfield gives it off to Joe Schroeder. Getting some big old leg drives going and getting some steam now off to Lucas Lecamp. Ball on the inside. Perry Baker offloads it to Schroeder. And that will be the try for the USA, the first one of the match. And also we got there, Bullet my Taiwan in there, says Abe as well, but not the start to this match that Fiji would have been after. More position going the way of the USA, and now the USA have been able to get themselves the first try. Lucas Lecamp looks like he's going to have a big match up here from just the first little moments that we have seen from him. He's been busy out there. And also, do let me know, ladies and gentlemen, of all of the Union and the Sevens that is on currently, which other games are you watching? You know, the classic ABs currently playing up against Spain, go Fiji, and then Abtiko Bula Avanaka, and there as well says Kalevi. But yeah, we'll be interested to see not just this match, but also Munster versus Leinster going on for the URC, almost at the playoff stages. Classic All Blacks, the likes of Conrad Smith, Jose Gear, Rico Gear, not Brody McAllister, Luke McAllister, all coming back to rugby. I did see that Tui Tupo, anyone who knows him, ex-All Black, actually got knocked out in the second minute of that game up against Spain. So it's a brutal one for the players, that is for sure, but it's going to be knocked on by Fiji, and because of it, Nui is able to pass it out wide to Thomasine. He's going to try and use some of that pace that the USA possess. Now Schroeder goes with the wide cutout pass to Lucas Lecamp. He bins the ears back, and it's going to be another try, and I think one of the Fijian players may have just done a hammy, and that does not look good for him because that will be a player down for Fiji for the later stages. Oh no, it is going to be Motha Nathangi, who did end up with that injury. He was trying to chase him, and something went pop for him. So it looks like he might have his day over, and maybe even his 7th series, which is the last thing you want heading close to the World Cup. But Lucas Lecamp scores the try, and like I mentioned, he seems like he's going to have a big day. Thomasine, nice strike straight down the middle. And even though my scoreboard says 0-0, it's actually, okay, now it's updated. It is going to be 12-0 in favour of the USA after only 3 minutes into this game. Fiji need to fire back, and they need to fire back soon. It looks like the coach of the Fijians pretty concentrated at this stage. He'll be wondering what they've got to do to be able to shut down this USA side. But the first thing is get a little bit more position. And when you go from there, then they might be able to get themselves over the line. But like they are saying, Motha Nathangi having to go off the field, unfortunately, due to injury. Perry Baker trying to glide through the sky and get that one, but now Rasaku's got it. And the Fijian side will have their first real attack of this matchup with the ball in hand. Rasaku trying to spin out of the tackle, finds the offload. Now quick stepping from Bokayaro has to go right back across, and it is for Kururabili, who is now out on there for the park due to the fact that there was the other injury. Now going forward, Kanakaivata does pass it across, currently in their own half here. Fiji 40 metres out, but Kururabili backs himself. He's dropped the ball though, and another handling error from the Fijian side. That is the 3rd or 4th that we have seen, in USA mean business, says British. They certainly do. They came out like a house on fire and got themselves a quick fire 12 points to get themselves in the lead. And it looks like their coach, he's definitely concentrated on the task at hand. You cannot fall asleep for half a second up against Fiji or they make you pay. But for now, just a couple too many handling errors. So now the USA, if they get themselves another try here, you would have to argue that they will certainly be in a very nice position in this match. But now it is Nuia. Passes it back across to Williams, and now that is too much space to give that man now wide out to Perry Baker. Nice step, but brilliant tackle made. I believe it was, I want to say Bokayaro, who was able to make that tackle. Schroeder now goes back across Nuia. One more to Lucas Lecamp, and he's been on this near side for a majority of the match. Now he's on the top side, and he is also still making those meters. Penalty to Fiji, brilliantly done by Tavita Dalgunu. Quick tap taken. And Nashunu takes it quickly. Now back in his base. Finds the offload on the inside. And this could be the first try of the match for Fiji. And it certainly will be. And it is going to be the try for... Oh! Tell you what, they might have to check that one. He almost ran dead there for Tavita Dalgunu. They're going to be going upstairs. If he has gone dead, that is a massive mistake for Fiji at a time that they cannot afford. But Joe Schroeder, he gave him the big push. Oh, just manages to get it down. It was awkward for him. Oh, he's dropped it. He's dropped the ball over the line. So that is going to be no try for Fiji. Mammoth mistake, sorry. And because of it now, it does mean that it is going to be the knock-on against Fiji and a 5-metre scrum for the USA. So Fiji could have been back in this game, only 7 points behind if that try had gone down, but they do blow it. And now because of it, Dalguna, he'll be disappointed because the thing is, like they're saying, it wasn't that far out to the side of the post, so it's probably an easy enough 2-point conversion anyway. But now the USA, with 2 minutes left in this first half, are still remaining 12-0 up. And like they're saying, whoever wins this game, they will have a semi-final up against Samoa. Now Nuia goes on to Kevon Williams' mistake. He is now inside of his own in-goal area, but now he's breaking his way through. Kevon Williams linking up with Lucas LeCamp, who was wrestled down there in a tackle by, it was another Wallo. Now back to Williams. Nuia, this is brilliantly done. Maceo Brown, it was a flat pass out to Schroeder. Taken down in the USA, they have had a majority of the possession for this first half currently. And if they can do that in the second half as well, they will be dangerous now. It's going to be Perry Baker trying to step, gives it off to Lucas LeCamp. That is a knock on there against them. And now getting the ball and the breakdown as well. It becomes a penalty in favour of the Fijians. And now taking the quick tap. 1 minute left in this first half. A try now would get them back into this contest going into the second. Vakura Billy, that was flat. And it goes out wide into the hands of Tavita Vidal-Gunu, and he will certainly be putting the ball down as soon as he gets the chance. Oh, Joe Schroeder's gone head over heels, and he's actually managed to win the penalty, though, for the USA. He ended up face plant on the ground, but in the process, does win that penalty for the rolling. And also, you missed out on a classic game of Scarlets, nearly gave me a heart attack. Says Carl, the great news is I have learned that on Spark Sport in New Zealand, like they show a replay of all of the matches that involve South African sides. For some reason, we don't get many games. Unless it's Leinster versus Munster, we don't get to see kind of any other matches other than the South African sides, which is good news. So I guess the Stormers managed to get it, did they? In the end, Carl. And also, do you know if New Zealand, Oz and New Zealand are still in? So I know that Australia, they were beaten by France, so they are out. So they will be playing off for the 5th to 8th spot. New Zealand didn't make it to the quarterfinals, so they are out as well, and they are playing off for 9th to 12th. And also in that group, South Africa. So a couple big sides getting knocked out early. Now Tavita Dalgunu, that is the halftime siren, and also home quarterfinal. Says Carl, so that will be massive for the Stormers, that is for sure. Yeah, but congratulations to the South African side. But now the wide cut out pass here. Oh, it's a mistake, but it went backwards. So they are going to be able to play on just for now. Come on, Fiji as well. Says Viniana. Yeah, they need a try before they get to halftime. Nicely done by Kanakaivata. It's a penalty, though, to the USA. They might consider taking the quick tap and going out, and also, well, big upsets. And there's us, and yeah, the whole competition's been rearranged, and Leinster are beating Munster. And there's us, he's gone, I've got the game up in the corner, and it's been quite a back and forth one. I did see that Leinster were up by quite a few points, but then after that, they did manage to get themselves a couple tries in a row, Munster, including O'Donoghue was able to get out. Okay, the USA kicked that ball into touch. Interesting choice. So they were 12-0 up. They kick it into touch. Will that go through and backfire on the USA? A brilliant lead at the moment. It looks like there's a conversation going on between LeCamp and Noble. LeCamp might be rocking a little bit of a limp at this stage, which is something he won't want to show to the coach, or else he might get taken off the field. But a brilliant first half from that man. Also, Schroeder did well, including that possibly match-saving push that he did on Dalgunu. That stopped him from being able to score the try. But like I mentioned, it's currently 9:15 p.m. there in France, so it's a late night fixture for these two sides, which they won't be minding too much because it does mean that the temperatures, they've dropped a little bit more last game of the day, and then you get to go back to the hotel, you get a nice shower, and you get a big bit of rest because one of these sides is going through to the semi-final tomorrow, and they will be taking on the Samoans, which will not be a very easy one. We are still applying pressure from Kevon Williams there as the comment, and now the coach gets the opportunity to try and fire up his side. But Fiji, they've made all their tackles. They haven't actually missed a single one yet. Line breaks, though, 4 for the USA compared to the 1 of the Fijians. And I believe that is now going to be halftime over. So that was a very quick halftime break. And now we will have to wait and see whether or not Fiji can go on and get themselves a massive comeback. But it will come down to probably those guys coming off the bench. With you've got Balatha, also Saturanga, maybe my Samoa might be able to have a big old impact. But also, that's the thing. You look through at the bench of the USA, and you've got Noble there, who's got absolutely just burners for the pace department. And it looks like Thomasine might be working his way off the field. Does he? No, he's going right next to the touchline. He looks like he will be continuing Ireland into the other semi-final, I think. Says Hanoi, they certainly are. So it is going to be Ireland versus France in the semi-finals. I should actually mention, for Oz and New Zealand, the Australian side and the women's New Zealand side are both still in the women's department. So New Zealand have to play Fiji. Ireland women's will be taking on Australia women's. So we're going all right. And that side of things. And now Perry Baker taking that one nicely. It's a penalty to Fiji there. And it looks like Thomasino, he's getting March 10 back as well for a bit of back chat to the referee. Control yourself when you come in. And Thomasini is a fired up man. And now it will be Dalgunu. Goes across for Fiji. They've got 6.5 minutes to get themselves 2 converted tries at least. Now Nodawalo, ball on the outside. Oh, it's slippery. And he has gone straight down there for, I believe, it was Nodawalo. Now passing it back across into the midfield. Salturanga. In fact, Bukayaro. I keep on saying the wrong name at the moment. I'm too excited. See whether or not Fiji can get back into it. Come on, Fiji, you can make it. And there's says Luke. And now passing it back across. Nodawalo goes to Vakurabili. In the midfield now. Nice little offload. Back to Vakurabili, but good low tackle on him by Thomasine. Currently, the USA's defense has been so good in this matchup. They've only missed the 2 tackles, but other than that, the line breaks of the Fijians just hasn't quite been what it normally is. Rasaku almost able to go through, now quickly recycled. And now Nathaniel passes it back across, now going short side, almost juggled, but now it's starting to open up on the outside. Nodovalo tries to step a couple of times. In fact, it's Rasaku. Into the 22 now. The USA still defending phase after phase here for Fiji. Running straight sideways, and it's working out not too badly here. Vonya Thunio puts the ball on the inside, finds the offload to Vakurabili. Breaks through the tackle of Perry Baker. And this time now, Fiji have been able to score it. And also we have got the Filimoni in the JSC Go Fiji. And they have just been able to get themselves their first try of the match. And if that first try of Dalgunu had put it down, it could have been their second, and they'll be right back in it. Tosoviti as well. Says a Melatoni there. But anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We're going to be back for the semi-finals tomorrow, as well as the finals and all other matches. Even if Fiji lose this game, we are still covering their next game, because they will be playing off for the 5th to the 8th, but they are fighting back. It seems like they might be able to book themselves a date with Samoa in the semi-final. Getting ready to kick this one now for Fiji. This will be a massive one to get over, and the women's Fijiana side watching on. See whether or not the men can get the job done. That conversion has gone over, so now the score 7 points to Fiji and 12 to USA. And yes, another Fiji, says Litiana, and also Fiji all the way, says Viniana. And there as well. I have got Hanoi said, Fiji woohoo. Right, Fiji 5 points behind now. At this current point in time, they've got 4.5 minutes left to work, and Vakurabili going after that one, but Perry Baker taking it nicely. USA, Schroeder goes across. Kevon Williams in the midfield. Now back to Schroeder once again. And a little bit of extra pressure being put on the USA here, but it's a nice line break. And now it's gone to Perry Baker. It was very close to being fought. And now Schroeder once again goes across. It's going to be the penalty to Fiji once again for the player leaving his feet. And Perry Baker, he is very angry at the moment, and he doesn't even realize that they've taken the quick tap, I don't believe. And now there's a gap right where he should have been. And because of it, it does mean it's going to be the try for Fiji. And you have to wonder, maybe a little bit less back chat from Perry Baker to the touch judge. And instead, out on the wing, Mark and Kanakaivatu has just gone in for the try to Fiji. And they will now take themselves a lead in this game if they do get this conversion over and Carlin Isles is away. Says Hanoi he is indeed, but they have got Noble, and yes, Fiji. Says that Diana is kicked from the touchline. It has missed, so the score will remain 12-all, even though the scoreboard does say 14 for Fiji. We are currently 12-12 with 3 minutes left on the clock. So hopefully it does update itself back down to 12 relatively soon. But currently now, Fiji sitting on 6th in terms of the rankings. Fiji. And there's and yes, Fiji. Says Litiana there. And another one. Can they do it, Fiji? That is the big question currently. And they are working hard to try and get themselves through to that semi-final to take on Samoa. That's a game and a half, that one. Last time it happened was relatively one-sided in favour of Fiji, but I think the next time that it happens, it could be a little bit different. Currently now 3 minutes left on the clock, and it is 12-all between these two sides. Fiji kicking it off short. Just going the 10 metres from Balatha, but it's taken nicely by Kevon Williams. Looks for the offload to Schroeder. It goes backwards. A little bit of a loose ball. That was close to a knock on there on the ground for the USA, but it seems like they have said that it is going to be all right. And they are going to be able to continue going with this back line now. Thomasine breaks one tackle, finds the offload up now, and it is going to be a foot race down the wing. And it seems like it is relatively well covered, brilliantly done. And David still unable to get around the defence of Fiji. Now Balatha decides to go for the line break of his own. It's a great low tackle on in by Thomasine, finding the offload now and pinning the ears back. It will be the big man at number 6, Kuratane. Around the side for Kurarabili. Recycles quickly, finds the offload up. And Fiji, this is the style that we are used to seeing from them. Just out and out pace, power and precision. Now Balatha passes it across, up the middle. There's pace from Rasaku. And he doesn't quite make it over, does he? Yes, he does. He steps a couple times. And he has got the try for Fiji. And Samoa 1-6. They did indeed. They fought back. There was a red card early on in that game. Then there were 2 yellows for England, and they were able to get back. And also one in Avu. And there as well, says Philemone. There is going to be a massive try for Kiminelli Rasaku right at a perfect time. An amazing return to form by Samoa, says Hanoi. Exactly right. They've been away for a long time, and all of a sudden they've come back, and they have been going absolutely brilliantly. And that's who Fiji have to play in the semi-final if they win this match, which is going to be a pretty awesome one. But this will be a nice, easy kick as well for Fiji. So they now make the score 19 points to 12 with only 1 minute and 10 seconds left. New Zealand into the finals. For the women's, we are. In the men's, we didn't even make the quarterfinals. Same with South Africa. So quite interesting. See quite the rotation in the process. And also go Fiji goes Malakai. And Tosa all the way. Says Litiana there. And now 50 seconds left for Fiji. As long as they don't concede a try and something, they should be able to at least close this game out to golden point. But that is the last thing that they want in this situation. They'll like to go through straight for the win. But now Noble spins on the halfway line. It looks close to the turnover, but unable to get it there. Was Balatha recently playing for the Fijian Roar. And also we get there slowly. Fiji take it easy and slow. There's Luke there. Now a good run from David still. Brilliant low tackle on him though. And it was now another tackle that had to be made. Thomasine going in, and he scores the try. It was 13 seconds left. Thomasine now. Oh, I think they're going to be going upstairs to see whether or not there was foul play. Oh, this could be actually huge, because if there is foul play, that will then mean that it could become a penalty try, which will then mean that it's a converted try even though it's out on the wing. So they are going to be checking this one. Thomasine here. He did run in. Where is the foul play that we are looking at? Oh, he slides in for Kurarabili. So if they consider that as a... Oh. Okay, it's not a yellow cardable offence. Restart with a penalty after the conversion. So the USA will have it on the halfway line, and they will be able to tap this and knock off Fiji. And also, what is this game against Spain playing for? CZ. So pretty much it's just the classic All Blacks. Pretty much it was going to happen in 2019, but sadly we didn't get to see it take place. That one actually did miss for the conversion, I believe. In fact, no, he's still going to be kicking it from way out wide. Trying to line this up for Thomasine. If he gets it right, this will be drawing at the end of this game with still one more play to go. Go Fiji. And there's Viniana. And now Thomasine doesn't get enough on that one, but he doesn't realize there's still time. Thomasine. Everyone, I don't think anyone realizes that game's still going. And now the Fijians have now just realized that they have not won this game yet. There is still going to be one reset. And Thomasine, he would have gone from heartbreak to now realizing, right, we need to go back into this. And sevens, and there. And also, what is the game against Spain? Oh, sorry. So that one will be the one that then if we win that, we get to play off for 9th and 10th. Or 9th place is how it will be. So pretty much we do want to win that game, and then we might get to take on South Africa in a 9th place playoff, which is something you don't say too often. Well, a penalty lol. Yes, I know it certainly was. So now on the halfway line here for the USA, they're going to have one last attacking chance. A try will win it for them. A penalty out in front will win it for them. And now the USA, Kevon Williams feeds the ball in. Can they take it at the death? Kevon Williams, brilliant run, using his pace, links up with the man on the outside. Now Noble, close to the touchline. He goes out, and it was the perfect tackle by Balatha. That will be the end of the game. Over Kurura Billy, and also it is Kevon Williams getting in the face of the Fiji. And it looks like there was quite a bit of tension between the two sides there. It looks like everyone's just trying to call it off now, but that was an absolutely incredible way to end the match. Fiji, they will go through, and they will take on Samoa now in their next game. So that is going to be absolutely huge, that contest. But Noble just ends up getting his ankle and his knee bent underneath him. And that is the end of the game. They do have handshakes now. I think it got quite heated there. A few Tosoviti, and this is British. Yeah, they just managed to make their way through their Fiji, and that means now that they are going to make their way through to that semi-final. It was very close to the touchline, but it was a brilliant bit of defense from Balatha, and it couldn't have been any better of a tackle if he tried. And thank you, Kiwi Lad, says Viniana, no worries at all. So we are going to be back tomorrow for those semi-finals, and the first of which is going to be taking place at about 12 a.m. New Zealand time. So in about 15 hours or so, somewhere around there, is when that one will be taking place, ladies and gentlemen, and we will be covering it on the channel as well. But thank you all very much for tuning in. If you are new, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. The next two games that are taking place, it is going to be the matchup taking place between Fiji and Samoa, and also Ireland and France. So that is the other side of the draw, and then whoever wins those games makes their way into the final, and we do get to see one last clash for the the Toulouse Sevens. And also on the 13th playoff is for 13th on the SSX. Tis indeed. So hopefully we do end up winning that game. And thanks, mate, for the coverage. Says Malachi, no worries at all, mate. And I do appreciate you being here for this. And do you know if the classic ABs versus Spain is on? It certainly is. The game actually started not too long ago. Started at 6:45 on Sky Sport 2 here in New Zealand. So be sure to check that out. I'm not too sure of the score at this point of time, but I know that there was an injury pretty early on. And much thank you, CCX. No worries at all. But anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, like I mentioned. And also, be sure to check out the Kiwi Lads Sport if you haven't already. I will quickly get that link. But we are on the road to 900 subscribers over on that channel. We do post sports that aren't just, I guess, rugby related on there, but there are a few rugby ones that do make their way on there as well. We will go like this. And we will go. That's currently, we are only 27 away from hitting 900 on that channel. So if you haven't already, be sure to check out that link. And also, thank you, lads. Going back to sleep, Vanaka Azar, Siska Levy, and also Totoka Fanks, and also Vanaka. And there Azar says Siru, so they were just able to hang on. And that one, Fiji, but a win is a win. And now they build their momentum heading into that game up against Samoa. And thank you from New Zealand, says Litiana, no worries at all. And yeah, we will be back for the coverage later on today for the semi-finals and the finals of the sevens as well. But thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And I will see you all